Welcome to Eternal Philosophies. For 3,000 years, Egypt's living religious and philosophical system embraced over 2,000 deities that adapted and evolved. Different pharaohs championed different gods, and different cities arranged the same deities into different hierarchies, with other names, faces, and stories. Same cosmos, different entry points. Each regional theology was right in its own way, because each touched the same reality from a different angle and considering their own reality. Egyptian theology often organized itself in sacred triads. Egyptians saw reality as a dynamic interplay requiring three forces: a creator, a sustainer, and a renewer. Mother, father, and child, order, chaos, and rebirth. While many major deities stood outside these triads, certain divine triplets became the most famous because they encoded the civilization's deepest truths about transformation, justice, kingship, and cosmic order. The triumphant triad, Osiris, Isis, Horus, the mystery of death, love, and legitimate power. This triad reveals that love outlasts death, justice ultimately prevails, and true authority flows from ethical order, not brute force. Osiris, the murdered king and eternal judge, was Pharaoh when gods walked earth. Depicted as a shrouded mummy wearing the Atef crown, the white crown of Upper Egypt adorned with two curling ostrich feathers, holding the crook and flail, insignia of kingship and divine authority with a long braided beard marking his divinity, Osiris embodied legitimate succession and proper order. He taught agriculture, law, and civilization. His brother Seth, consumed by jealousy, murdered him, sealed him in a chest, and cast him into the Nile. Osiris drowned in darkness, in chaos. Yet death could not claim him. The resurrection of Osiris is one of mythology's greatest achievements. His wife, Isis, the divine mother and supreme magician, refused to accept loss. Depicted as a woman with a throne-shaped crown or with outstretched protective wings, she traveled Egypt searching for Osiris's dismembered body. Seth had scattered him into 14 pieces. Found 12. Reassembled them through pure magical will and absolute love, and breathed him back into conscious existence. She could not keep him on earth. Osiris ascended to rule the Duat as eternal judge, weighing hearts against Maat's feather. Isis teaches that love, loyalty, and wisdom can reach beyond the grave itself. Her cult spread throughout the Mediterranean. Later images of the Madonna and Child echo Isis with the infant Horus. Horus, the divine heir and restorer of order, was born after his father's death into a world ruled by usurpation. Depicted with a falcon's head and human body, crowned with the royal Uraeus serpent, Horus grew up hidden in the marshes, protected by Isis. From exile, he learned that true kingship is not mere power. It is alignment with Maat. When he finally faced Seth, their conflict unfolded in physical combat, legal trials, and magical contests. The divine court awarded Horus the throne, not because he was the strongest, but because justice was his. Each pharaoh was Horus in life and Osiris in death, living king and ancestral judge. Horus is order perpetually restored. The chaos complex: Seth, Anubis, Nephthys. The edge of order: destruction, death, and liminal loyalty. This cluster shows that chaos, death, and grief are not outside the sacred. They are dangerous, necessary edges that must be integrated, guided, and honored. Seth, god of chaos and necessary destruction, is complexity incarnate. Depicted with the head of an unidentifiable animal, long snout, squared ears, and forked tail, Seth represents what does not fit into normal categories. He is god of storms, wilderness, violence, and disruption. His most infamous act is the murder of Osiris, nearly shattering cosmic stability. Yet when Ra travels through the night sky and battles Apophis, the great serpent of chaos, Seth stands at the prow of the solar bark, defending the sun. Destruction has its place. Without some chaos, reality would become static and dead. But when Seth forgets his role and seizes the throne, chaos turns from creative disruption into corrupt tyranny. Anubis, Lord of mummification and guardian of the dead, stands at the threshold between life and afterlife. Depicted as a man with a black jackal's head, an animal seen wandering cemeteries, Anubis is not a terror, but a guide. As the son or loyal helper of Osiris, he assisted Isis in reconstructing Osiris's body and became patron of embalming and proper burial. Anubis escorts souls through the duat, oversees the weighing of the heart, and ensures that ritual is correctly performed. He teaches that death is not annihilation, but a transition that demands preparation, reverence, and precision. Nephthys, the Dark Lady and Sacred Mourner, stands at the outer border of the divine family. Depicted as a woman wearing a crown that spells her name, a basket, and a temple facade, she is goddess of boundaries, twilight spaces, grief, and lamentation. Often linked to Seth as his consort, she nonetheless sides with Isis and Osiris in their struggle against injustice. At Osiris's resurrection, Nephthys stands beside Isis, voicing cosmic grief, but also supporting transformation. She reveals that mourning is not weakness. It is the honest voice of love confronted with loss, and it can align itself with truth against even family loyalty. The Solar Trinity, Khepri, Re, Atum. The cycle of becoming, dawn, zenith, and dusk. This triad encodes the full arc of existence, emergence, radiance, and decline, as a continuous divine process rather than a tragedy. Khepri, the eternal transformer, governs beginnings and daily rebirth. Depicted with a scarab beetle's head or as a giant scarab pushing the solar disk across the horizon, Khepri embodies metamorphosis. The scarab's life cycle, from hidden larva to emergence, became a living parable of resurrection. Every dawn, Khepri lifts the sun from the underworld and rolls it into the sky. He is the principle that ensures potential is never wasted, always capable of becoming something new. Ra, the all-seeing sun, is conscious solar power at its peak. Depicted with a falcon's head crowned by the solar disk, often with the protective Urius serpent, Ra is the visible blazing center of life. Dawn births him, noon magnifies him, dusk ages him. At night, Ra enters the duat, sailing through darkness and facing Apophis. He never fully destroys chaos but holds it at bay so the sun can rise again. Each sunrise is proof that order can be wounded, yet still return victorious. Atum, the self-created creator, represents completion and the origin point of existence. Depicted as a man wearing the double crown of unified Egypt, sometimes as an aged man leaning on a staff, symbol of the tired evening sun. Atum is the god who brought himself into being on the primordial mound above the waters of Nun. From solitude, he produced Shu and Tefnut, initiating creation. He is both the first spark and the final glow. As Egyptian thought evolved, Atum fused with Ra as Atum-Ra, uniting origin and ongoing radiance. Atum shows that consciousness itself is creative, capable of calling reality out of formlessness. The Theban Triad, Amun, Emut, Khonsu, hidden potential, creative motherhood, and sacred time. This triad expresses how unseen possibility becomes manifested reality and then unfolds through time cycles. Amun, the Hidden One, began as a local god of Thebes and rose to cosmic supremacy. Depicted as a man wearing a tall crown with two vertical plumes, or as a ram embodying fertility and quiet strength, Amun represents invisible divinity, air, breath, and all latent potential. When Thebes became political capital, Amun fused with Ra as Amun-Ra, king of the gods, combining hidden essence with visible power. Amun teaches that the most powerful forces are often unseen, working behind appearances. Mut, the Divine Mother, is Amun's consort, an archetype of queenly motherhood. Depicted as a woman wearing the double crown of Upper and Lower Egypt, sometimes with a vulture headdress symbolizing protective motherhood, Mud holds the Ankh and scepter. She's not a passive figure. In some myths, she emerges from the primordial waters as a serpent whose gaze illumines creation. Mut represents the active womb of reality, the capacity to receive hidden potential and bring it into living form, whether as children, dynasties, or new eras. Khonsu, god of the moon and sacred time, completes the family as their divine son. Depicted as a youthful man with a sidelock of youth and a crescent moon cradling a full disk, Khonsu governs months, fertility rhythms, and the quiet light that guides travelers in darkness. He embodies the idea that once hidden power, Amun, and creative motherhood, Mut, unite. Their expression must unfold in ordered cycles of time. Egyptian temples are now silent. Rituals have faded. Priesthoods are gone. Yet across 3,000 years and more than 2,000 deities, the Egyptians posed questions that still matter. How can meaning survive endless change? How do unity and multiplicity coexist? How does justice stand against chaos? And how does love resist death? And if this story inspired you, give this video a like, subscribe, and activate the notification so you never miss another journey into history, philosophy, and the lives of extraordinary figures who continue to shape our world. Your support helps Eternal Philosophies reach more people, and it means the world to us.